In question 17, we're told that we're given a family tree diagram which shows a condition known as nail patella syndrome, or NPS. So here's our family tree, where we have circles and squares representing females and males respectively, and white and black representing individuals without NPS and individuals with NPS. We're asked to work out, given this information, which of the following pairs, so we're given a series of pairs of individuals, must be heterozygous for NPS. So we need to work out who must be heterozygous for NPS given this family diagram. So the first thing to do in this question is to recognise the mode of inheritance. Now, how would we go about doing this? Well, we can logically infer the mode by looking at the fact that, for instance, this individual here and this individual here happen to be born from individuals who don't have the condition. So, in spite of the fact that they have the condition, their parents do not. That means that even though the parents must have borne the alleles which confer the condition, because there is no other way in which the individuals which are affected could have gotten them, that means they must bear the alleles but not be affected by them. So therefore we can see that the mode of inheritance is recessive. So, given that, we can label all of our individuals with the relevant alleles. So we can use a small n to indicate nail patella syndrome recessive alleles which cause the condition. So, all the other individuals who are unaffected must carry at least one copy of the dominant allele, which we'll call N, and that leaves you being unaffected by NPS. Now, who must be heterozygous for NPS, given this dynamic? Well, as we established, in the case of this individual here, for example, these two alleles must have come from somewhere. So each of them must have come from one of the parents, since one of each is conferred onto the offspring. So 1 and 2 must both be carriers and carry the heterozygote form as a consequence. So 1 and 2 are pairs for NPS, but we need to go through and find the rest of them. So we can apply the same logic in the case of this individual. This person is homozygous recessive, so given that there's no other way that they could be homozygous recessive other than the fact that they got one allele from each parent, 3 and 4, these two must also be heterozygotes, and therefore we have our next set of people who must be heterozygous. And finally, we can look at the fact that this individual, who must have at least one dominant allele, individual 6, mates with this affected individual and produces 8 and 9. Now, each of these alleles must be conferred to the offspring. 8 and 9 must receive one allele from this parent here. So, given that this parent only has recessive alleles, each of them must have received a recessive allele from N, and perhaps 6 is a carrier, in which case they could be affected if both of them were N's, small n's rather, but it turns out that they're not affected, so it could be the case that 6 is either dominant, homozygous dominant, with 2 capital N alleles, or a heterozygote, and it's just the case that 8 and 9 lucked out and didn't get the recessive form. So 8 and 9 must be heterozygous, 6 may not necessarily be heterozygous. So looking through our options, we can see that the following pairs which must be heterozygous in our answers are 4 and 8. So our answer is option D.